What if I told you the fastest way to create a dynamic layout is to take your favourite sheet of pattern paper and completely slice it into pieces? Welcome back to Tee Up Thursday. Grab your favourite brew. It's a brand new month, which means a brand new kit. Today we're chopping up a gorgeous piece of paper and reassembling it into a layout structure that completely pops. This month, we're using Western Girl from Scrapbook Fantasies, and this paper is just beautiful. I love everything about this pack, and I honestly cannot tell you how good it is. I am going to use this one here. Oh, I love those sunflowers on the side, but I do love the mustard yellow. So that's going to be the feature on here. And this wood grain, this is the one I'm telling you about. We're cutting it apart. It looks beautiful the way it is, doesn't it? It's fantastic. And on the reverse side, there's a green and then there's a whole lot of sunflowers. But we want the wood grain today. And what I'm doing here is I'm slicing her up. That's right. We're going into the strips of the wood paneling. It is going to create a different effect when we put it all back together. So Mel, Mandalecki and myself, this month we're using Western Girl from Scrapbook Fantasies, and this is our Tee Up Thursday. Now, as you can see, I am slicing each of those wood grains up so that I have a whole range of colours and textures, which I'm now going to rearrange to create my own fence. So I'm just layering up the pieces that I want as my externals, and then I'm working out my internal panels and of course my rails that I will need to make my fence. So I'm just going to pull apart and pull out the ones that I'm using for the main structure, and then we're going to chop up all the rest even smaller. Can you believe it? What other craft do you know takes perfectly good paper, cuts it up and rearranges it like this? Uh, Nothing but scrapbooking, I'd say. It is one of the favourite parts of scrapbooking, I find. But trust me, it took me a long time to get comfortable doing it. I would never cut into a pattern paper. Oh, when I first started scrapbooking, that was unheard of, unless it was a full square or a circle or a rectangle. No, blade never went anywhere near the paper. But now I'm not afraid. Now I just cut it up when I get a design idea or recall an idea that I've seen and think I want to give it a go. And now I just chop it up and rearrange it. So what I've said, I'm making like a broken fence here. So we're going to be like we're looking through a broken fence. And so I've gone off screen and I've cut up all those strips. I've got them into a mixture of 4 inch in length right down to 2.5 inches in length. I have cut in the diamond head like a fence post, and I've done that on both sides. Others I've torn off like broken fence posts, and we're going to rearrange them all. I also off screen inked all the edges with scorched timber. I just wanted to give it that distinct individuality per piece. And now we're going to start building our broken fence. So it seems a little bit abstract and a little bit, not clear at the moment, but as we move through this, I am sure you're going to appreciate how this comes together. And I really do love the final effect, I have to say, even if I say so myself. All right, so I am going to start with the light on the outside and move my way with a bit of a dark on the inside. I'm putting down the 2 external posts and on the left, and then I'll do the same again on the right. Then I'm going to run my railings across the bottom, and that's really important because, your fence needs its rails. It needs to be able to be supported, and that's what we're doing here. And I'm going to, as I said, put the over here to the right. So I've got that beautiful piece of wood grain there that's got multiple different panels in it. Look at it, just beautiful. And against that mustard, it looks fantastic. I'm just leaving a little bit of a gap in between here and there, and that's just like a normal fence post on a paling fence. Or on the rails around a stockyard, you're going to have those gaps in there as well. So I'm just putting in my rails, as I said. Now I do move this one and I bring it down a little bit further down the page, down the thing. What is that? It's a layout, people, down the layout. All right, so now I am just putting this in here, and later on as I work my way across I realize that's up too high, so I also drag it down a little bit further. I'm just going to layer up the fence posts now, and you can see all the different shapes, all the different lengths, but look at how fantastic that looks already. The colours are just magnificent, and it does look like I'm looking into the corral, doesn't it? At the moment, it looks like I'm looking into a pen or a corral on a farm. But when I have finished it, it is like a broken fence and you're looking through a peek hole. So I'm just going to continue layering it across the layout here like this. And you can see that I've got too many short pieces. So that's when I realize I need to drag this rail down a little bit more to make it a little bit more authentic. And I also need to cut some more fence rails. So I do go off screen to do so. And I cut a few more in the 4-inch length because I have too many in the smaller. Now, as you can see, I went off, I cut those longer ones and I've layered them on, and I also did it at the top. So now you can see that it looks like there's a hole in my fence. Just to add a little bit of extra texture and a bit more depth to it, I used my dies here with this brick pattern, and it's going to look like, well, I'm trying to do like the hay bales, which you'll see in the photo, and that's just, and I've done it in the blue, which picks up the blue in the photo. So it's all tying together. This is the reverse side of another piece of paper where I have been fussy cutting out elements for my clusters, and this is the leftover piece of it. And I also use these blues to do the title as we move further down the layout. And I'm just going to tuck these up here, and I realise now that I've got them going around the wrong way, but that's okay. It still works. It's just the illusion of this fence post, and I'm putting the just as a landing point, really, just to add a little bit more interest to the layout and break up that mustard, but it's also to draw the blue in from the photo, which you'll see very soon. All right, now I am terrible with glue. Who else is terrible with glue? Put your hands up, people. Let me know in the comments. Do you have as much trouble with glue as I do? It just doesn't work for me. I don't know. That's why I like my Xyron sticker maker, because it's so much easier and less messy. But I use little bits of glue here and there to fix up little tears, as you saw up there where I moved that rail earlier on. And this is where I realised that that top rail is a little bit not straight. Can you see that? That's really annoying me. So I do end up adjusting that and fixing that. So there you can see this photo. This photo was taken just recently at the Boots and Beats festival that my friend and my daughter and I went to, because we were going to see James Johnston. If you haven't checked him out, you need to. Aussie country singer of the moment, James Johnston, and we were there for the day. And so they had this photo op center set up, and we went in and had our photos in there for the Boots and Beats, and it's just this country setting. So we took a whole lot of photos while we could, because we got there nice and early and there wasn't that many people around. You'll see some more layouts as the month goes by of us at this festival, obviously, because this paper just lends itself perfectly. I've just tucked in that cowgirl with her hidden by the hat, because it's nondescript, which is perfect. I've got the cowboy boot over to the right, and I'm using the sunflowers, which are integral as this kit. Now, I believe Mel's going to give you a full walkthrough of the kit, so if you want to go and check out Mel's video, her details and her links will be down below. You have to go and check out hers as well as Amanda's. I can't wait to see what they create. We've negotiated our kits that we're using, and this one we all have and we all thought was fantastic. So we're sharing it with you. Now, I removed that top cluster over there to the right when I realised I only wanted to keep 3 clusters, and also I wanted to bring in my title. So I popped some up on chippy strips, which are from Scrapbook Fantasies as well, and it's a great way of popping up your elements, because it's only chipboard deep, but it's not affecting the environment. It's using up what is an offcut from their chippies. So it's a great way of lifting your elements on your page. So I have cut this title on my Cricut, and it says "Powered by Country," and I just think that's so cool. I thought it was a great title because, you know, we are powered by our country in more ways than once. Australia used to run off the back of its country, its farmers, and why not? And now our country singing are starting to hit the market out there, and we're getting really notified and known. And as I said, James Johnston, who was the lead here, unreal magic. You so need to go and see him. And if you haven't already, I will put up here the link to my short that James Johnston sings out and says hello to everybody here on my channel, Kathy Loves a Scrap. So you want to go and check that one out as well. All right, so I've just added in some pops of colour here, and that is to give it that nail head on the fence post, and it's really pulled that all together. What do you think, hey? Does it look like a fence post, like you're looking through a broken fence rail? I reckon it looks fantastic. Pulling all that paper back together again into one different style, one different project, and have a go at that. Doesn't it look country? I love, love, love this paper. You need to go to Scrapbook Fantasies. You need to get it before it sells out. I'll have all the deets for them down below as well, so make sure you go and check them out. I am on the creative team, so I will tell you that I am going to also post this as a creative layout. However, that is not the purpose of this. We chose this one because we all have this kit. Isn't it magic? It's just gorgeous. Look at the colours. Rich, fantastic. Look at that fence post. You can do that too, you know. You can cut that out. That's easy to do. I reckon everybody can have a go at that. What do you think? And how good is that for an outdoors layout? You can do that for almost anything. A farm one, you could do it for a backyard one. I'd love to know how you would use this fence post type of design in your stash. Go and check out Mel and Amanda. Links all down below. Thanks once again for watching. Do all that YouTubey stuff as they say. Don't forget to like, hype, and subscribe. And I thank you once again for watching. And all my subscribers, I love that you keep coming back every single time. But most of all, come back next Thursday for round 2 of Tea Up Thursday for the grand total of August. Stay creative, friends. See you in the next video. Here it is for you.